So, what is the main event? Tomorrow, November 20, 2025, Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja is set to deliver a historic judgment in the terrorism trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. This is a case that has been going on for a decade, and tomorrow is Judgment Day. The court arrived at this point after it gave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu 6 full days to open his defense, but he consistently declined, arguing that the court had no jurisdiction and that the law he was being tried under had been repealed. The judge finally ruled that he had waived his right to defend himself and fixed the case for judgment. Now, you might ask, what is the unbelievable twist? My people, the twist is not just one. It's a series of dramatic events that have happened in the last few days. The first twist, criminal charges against the prosecution. Just last week, on November 13th, from his DSS detention, Nnamdi Kanu himself filed a direct criminal complaint at a magistrate court in Abuja. And listen to who he is accusing. The Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, the Director General of the DSS, and 2 masked prosecution witnesses known only as Mr. TA and Mr. BBB. What are the accusations? Very strong words. Criminal perjury, which means lying under oath, fabrication of evidence, and conspiracy to pervert justice. Kanu is alleging that these masked witnesses told grave lies. One denied knowing a DSS official that Kanu insists supervised his detention and torture in 2015. The other allegedly claimed he had never met Kanu before, despite Kanu saying this same person led his video interrogation in 2021. He is essentially saying the entire case against him is built on a foundation of lies orchestrated by the state. He is now asking the magistrate court to commence criminal proceedings against these top government officials. This is a legal firework, a counterattack from detention. The second twist, 44 federal lawmakers. Right, President Tinubu. Another major development just yesterday, November 19th. A group of 44 members of the House of Representatives, calling themselves the Concerned Federal Lawmakers, have written a letter to President Bola Tinubu. These lawmakers are not from one region. They cut across different parties and ethnic groups. What are they saying? They are appealing to the President to direct the Attorney General to discontinue Kanu's prosecution and instead seek a political solution. They argue that this is necessary for national reconciliation and healing and to address the insecurity in the southeast. They are saying, let's not leave this matter for the court alone. Let us use dialogue. This is a significant political move showing that the call for Kanu's release has strong backing within the National Assembly. The legal argument at the heart of the case now. Let's break down the main legal argument Kanu has been making, which he believes is enough to set him free. His defense hinges on a crucial point of law. He is being tried under the Terrorism Prevention Amendment Act of 2013. However, that law was repealed and replaced by the new Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act of 2022. The argument is that under Section 36 and 12 of the Nigerian Constitution, you cannot be convicted for an offense unless that offense is defined in a written law that is still valid at the time of your prosecution. So, if the judge convicts him using a repealed law, it would be a major legal error. This is why Kanu has refused to enter a defense, insisting there is no valid charge against him. He is basically saying, you are trying me under a dead law. So, my people, as we stand here today, the stage is set for a dramatic judgment. The question on everyone's mind is, what will Justice Omotosho do tomorrow? Will he convict Nnamdi Kanu, potentially creating a historic legal controversy? Or will he discharge and acquit him, agreeing that the case has no legal foundation? With these last-minute twists, the criminal complaints against the AGF and the political pressure from lawmakers, the tension is at an all-time high. This case is more than just about one man. It is being seen as a test for Nigeria's judiciary and a pivotal moment for national unity. The third twist, the issue of a fair hearing. Another major point that cannot be ignored is the issue of a fair hearing. Kanu's legal team has consistently argued that he cannot get a fair trial given the circumstances of his extraordinary rendition from Kenya in 2021. The Supreme Court itself acknowledged that the government acted illegally in the way it brought him back to Nigeria. So the question is, can a trial that started with such a fundamental breach of international law be considered truly fair?
This is a heavy legal and moral question that hangs over the entire proceedings. The fourth twist, the human rights angle. Beyond the courtrooms and the politics, there is the human angle. For years, there have been serious concerns about Kanu's health. His lawyers and family have repeatedly raised alarms about his well-being while in the custody of the Department of State Services, DSS. They claim he has been denied adequate access to his personal physicians. This has led to several adjournments in the past, as the court had to prioritize his health. The human rights community, both within Nigeria and internationally, is watching closely. A judgment that is perceived as unjust could have serious implications for Nigeria's human rights record on the global stage. What are the possible outcomes tomorrow? My people,
let's break down the possible scenarios for this judgment in simple terms so everyone can understand. Acquittal and discharge. The judge could agree with Kanu's lead argument. He could rule that since the Terrorism Prevention Act of 2013 has been repealed, the charges against Kanu are no longer valid. If this happens, the court would have no choice but to set him free immediately. This would be a massive victory for Kanu and his supporters and would likely be met with celebrations in many parts of the southeast. Conviction. On the other hand, the judge could rule against Kanu. He might decide that the old law still applies to the case since the offenses were allegedly committed before the new law came into effect. If this happens, Kanu could be convicted and sentenced.
This outcome would be highly controversial and could lead to widespread tension and unrest. An unexpected middle ground? In the complex world of law, sometimes judges find a middle path. The court might make a technical ruling that neither fully convicts nor fully acquits him, perhaps leading to more legal delays. However, given that the case is set for judgment, this is less likely. Why this matters to every Nigerian. You might be watching this and thinking, this is a Southeast issue. It doesn't concern me. My brother, my sister, let me tell you, this case concerns every single Nigerian. Here is why. It's a test of our rule of law. How this case is handled will show the world if Nigeria's judiciary is truly independent and can deliver justice, even in a highly political and emotional case.
It's about national security. The insecurity in the southeast has been partly linked to the detention of Nnamdi Kanu. Many believe that a political solution, as suggested by the 44 lawmakers, could be a key to calming the tensions in that region. It affects national unity. The outcome of this case will be interpreted in different ways by different groups in Nigeria. It is a moment that could either help in healing old wounds or deepen the divisions in our country. My people, the eyes of the nation and the world are on that Federal High Court in Abuja tomorrow. Whatever decision is made, it will undoubtedly be a landmark moment in Nigeria's history. So, what do you think will happen? Let me know your opinion in the comments section below. Do you think the judge will set him free, or do you think there will be a conviction?
And as we wait for this historic judgment, let us remember to be peaceful and law-abiding in our discussions and actions. We are one Nigeria. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this detailed breakdown and you now understand the full gist behind that shocking headline, please show your support by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Your engagement helps us grow. Until next time, stay informed and stay safe.